Hey, I've got a friend I want you to meet, and his name is David Kressig. Come on over, my friend. David is the guy with many titles. Come on up. So I'll give you that. And David is the executive director of. Is that right? He is the executive director of the Chico Rescue Mission.
I got a promotion.
Yeah. I don't know what his job title is, but he's the guy that makes the place function. He's the administrator that makes it all run. And whether you know the Chico Rescue Mission by name, you know them by reputation. They've been around in Chico since '93. And they formerly known as the Well Ministry of Rescue. They're in a new phase in their life, and I want you to know some of the things that are going on around there. David, how long have you been with Chico Rescue Mission?
I showed up there in '98, October of 1998, so it's been 17 years.
17 years. So how did you make it there?
Just barely.
So like the Hair Club for Men, everyone who is who works there has been through the whole program. They're graduates of the program, and so these guys know what they're doing. I want to be able to give you just a glimpse about what they do today at the Chico Rescue Mission. They give shelter, they give freedom, they give vocation, and they give Jesus.
Yes.
And before we go too much farther, the way that you're going to learn this is through the people that they touch. I want you to see this. This is Eric. I met him a couple of weeks ago, and we filmed his testimony about how he made it to the Chico Rescue Mission. A lot like many other people did, they don't really have another place to go, and so they end up there. I want you to hear what he has to say, and we're going to sit down and watch with you.
My name's Eric Kurtz. I'm 29 years old. I'm currently in the men's program at the Chico Rescue Mission. I've been there for about 2 months. I grew up in Colorado. My parents divorced when I was very young, and it was a very bitter custody battle pretty much throughout my entire childhood. So we moved around a lot, from Basalt to Aspen to Snowmass to Glenwood to Denver, Aurora, Del Norte, Alamosa, Castle Rock. I was very angry and very resentful because I didn't understand why, if God loved me, then why my parents were the way they were, and why they were divorced and fighting all the time, and why I had to, see my dad taken to jail for abusing my mom. This led me, to drugs and alcohol because I was just looking for something to take the pain away. My mom was living in Brazil, and I went down to visit her for about 3 months, and 3 months turned into almost 10 years. So as soon as I went down there, I was set up with friends and girls and just everything. So right away from day one, it was a big party pretty much every day, and so I was having so much fun doing everything in Brazil, going to the beaches, going to the bars and the clubs, and drinking and getting high, that I just thought that I was just in paradise. I started to have some pretty severe health problems. My liver started to swell up, and I was starting to have seizures from withdrawal. My mental health started to deteriorate pretty rapidly, and within a 2-month period, I tried to commit suicide 3 times. My mom just decided that I needed some help and I needed a program. We found a program here in Sacramento, California, and I went there, but it just didn't work, mostly because I didn't want it to. I wasn't ready. I just wanted to keep getting high and kept wanting to keep drinking. My brother found me walking down the street in Santa Rosa. I was so high that I had no idea what day it was. It was early September, and I was convinced that it was Halloween. And when my head cleared, he had taken me back to Clear Lake to his house, and he told me, "You can't stay with me. It's not because I don't love you, and it's not because I don't want you to be here, but you're just a mess, and you need help." I said, "I'll try one more program." That's how I found the Chico Rescue Mission online. I wasn't 100% thrilled about the idea of a year-long program, and also the fact that it was a faith-based program, made me a little hesitant. But I quickly found that all the guys at the Chico Rescue Mission were super cool and just really nice guys to be around. I saw all the guys just joking around and laughing and having a good time with each other. And I knew that these weren't just a bunch of addicts or criminals or guys off the street. These guys were really brothers in Christ. The first night I was there, we went to a hometown revival under the tent. And that's where I started to listen. I just saw all these people that were really into the Word of God, and they were just so happy. It was confusing coming from a lifestyle party every day, and it seemed like so much was missing from their lives, but really what it was is what I was missing. It was about 2 weeks ago, and I was having a really hard time at the rescue mission. I was feeling very weak, and I felt like I wanted to leave too. I felt like I don't want to be here. And something told me to pray. And I never thought about it before. And I was just like, why not? I said, "God, I really need your help right now because I'm not strong enough to do this on my own. And I'm really suffering here. I'm in a lot of pain and just really frustrated, and my heart, I just don't know what to do, and just please help me." And the next day I woke up, I literally felt physically different. I was like I had taken some medicine or something, and like a sickness had been taken out of my body. Whoa, this is amazing. From then on, every day has just been easier and easier. I went from a place where, I was really bitter and really angry about my situation, and now I just feel happy. I feel like a joy in my life. I want to thank everybody at the Chico Rescue Mission, the staff, Larry Mifflin, David Kressig. There's so many men like me that we're just completely hopeless and homeless. We just have nowhere to go. And we feel like the whole world has basically turned against us. And the Chico Rescue Mission just shows us that that's not the way it is. It's not true. And helps us get back on our feet.
What these guys do every day. So I want to ask you some questions. How many guys joined the Chico Rescue Mission this week?
2.
2. You always got people coming in.
All the time.
Got people going out.
All the time.
Some of them even graduate.
Yes.
That's good.
Chris graduated.
Chris graduated, so he's...
And Buddy Dozadeli graduated.
He does. He did. And so we've got some guys that are on staff there at the Chico Rescue Mission, and the reason why you like Chris is because of what Jesus has done for his life.
Amen.
But he found a stopping point for all the craziness here.
Yes.
And I get to hear these stories over and over again because it was about 18 months ago, I think, that Chris and Buddy came to me and said, hey, we want to throw your name in for the to be on the board over at the Chico Rescue Mission. I said, no, I'm busy. I can't do that. And so, but I went over, I listened, and I was like, I know what the mission's been doing. It's obvious how much it works here in Chico and how vital it is. And so, and they just, David here talked me into it somehow, I think with free coffee. The one thing that I know that we do first, and that's something that we're going to talk about a little later today, is that in Chico, we have people that live outside, and it turns out that that's kind of an issue here in Chico. It's a hot topic. The first thing that the Chico Rescue Mission gives is a bed. How many beds you got?
90.
How many men do you have right now?
65.
There is nowhere in Chico that's a nicer place to be if you live outside than the Chico Rescue Mission. There are people that are always coming and going, and there's always somewhere between 65 and 85 men that live on the property. This is down there, down one of the corridors. It's actually when old 99 came through on Esplanade in Chico, this was one of the grand motels that was there here in Chico to stop at.
It was called the Willard Motel.
Oh, yeah. Judy's like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. So, and after that, it became a long-term care facility.
Called the El Dorado Manor.
Ooh, manor. I like it.
El Dorado means place of gold.
So it's a lot like that still.
Yes.
But they put in a commercial kitchen and a dining room and some classrooms.
Yes.
Yeah, and so this is the perfect place to do something like they're doing. So they give a bed to anybody who wants a bed. They give meals to anybody who wants the meals. There are rules.
Yes.
So one of the things that I see David do, and he doesn't say it in this way, but he means it in this way. He says, you got here by making decisions on your own. It's time for you to stop for a minute and let us make them for you. and you get to learn how to redo things. You were telling a story about a guy that had trouble making a bed.
He never had a bed up until the time he came to live with us. So he did not know a fitted sheet from a flat sheet. He didn't know which end to start with. And some of the guys were giving him a hard time. This man won't make his bed. I said, maybe he doesn't know how to make a bed. Oh, everybody knows how to make a bed. Not this man. I asked him, why don't you make your bed? He said, I've never had a bed. Up until then, it had been a mattress on the floor, somebody's couch. He lived in a van for a while, recliner chair, loose cushions on the floor. So he really learned how to live, something he'd never learned before.
Get to hit the reset button and start wherever they're at, and they meet them there.
And you're right. What we do initially is take charge of their lives and provide virtually everything that they could need, from soap and shampoo, clothes, shelter, those sort of things. Of course, Bible teaching, which is what we all need.
We'll get there.
And
the 12-step.
Yeah, we do 12-step 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I have the privilege of teaching that class, and I'm really coming along. It's about my 30th time through the 12 steps, and I'm starting to get it. But the fact is that we take away a lot of the choices and a lot of the responsibility initially.
Right.
And then as a man progresses through the program, we give those back to him.
Yeah.
And really show him, now look, you're responsible for knowing that you have an appointment today. You're responsible for knowing that you have court this week. You have to be the one that, now we post those things so that they can see that they're on the schedule, but still in all, they are ultimately responsible. After all, if they miss court, I'm not going to go to jail. It's just not going to.
They're not going to come looking for you.
No.
Right. So the main thoroughfare to get yourself to the Chico Rescue Mission is through addiction.
Yes, life skills problems.
Yes.
And as Eric mentioned, he was hurting and wounded, and was trying to cover it up with drugs or alcohol. Because drugs are not the problem. The problem is a separation from God.
Indeed.
And that leads to other life problems. And then we try to mask those problems with drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
So
you do a lot of education, not just holding people back or tying them to a log.
right.
Keep them from doing, but you actually give them skills.
If you tie them to a log, when you untie them, they just run away.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Actually. The other thing you do is you do vocational training. So
Yeah.
every man that's there has part of the program is part of the vocational training.
Correct.
So what kind of things do you do?
Well, Chris here heads up our landscaping division. So he's got people going out with him every day, and 5 days a week they go out and they do commercial accounts and they do residential accounts. And so they learn how to do customer interaction and more than just weeding.
Chris is teaching that?
Yes, sir. Bless his heart.
Interesting.
And then we also have some guys being taught auto mechanics. We take cars in on a donation basis, so they have to learn how to go and get a car and put it on the flatbed and drive it back, tow it back to our shop. We assess the cars, the ones that can be repaired reasonably. We put time and money into, and then we take them to our detail shop where we will clean your car within an inch of its life, from stem to stern, pretty reasonably priced actually. We take it over to the detail shop, the fellas clean the car, and then after that we offer them for sale on our little car lot at 2401 Esplanade.
So
343-9195.
if anyone wanted to support the Chico Rescue Mission, they can have a lawn mowed or drop a car off or get a car detailed, but I don't really want you to do any of that today. We got something else for you.
Okay.
But you could do that, but that's not what I want you to do today. The other thing that the mission does is it gives them Jesus. And I want you to hear, and you hear David, he's a real pastor.
A recovery pastor.
Yeah.
Ordained.
Love and life, and you speak as a pastor to these men.
I do.
And you love on them. You also are trained. What's your certification?
Well,
I know you're certified.
I am. I'm certifiable. One of the things that's interesting about our program, as was mentioned, is that everyone that works there is a graduate of the program. And that is one of our strongest points because the men know that we've been where they are. It's also one of our weaker points because a pot can't raise higher than its lid. So after that end, we've taken it upon ourselves with some continued education. And I did get certified from the Association of Drug and Alcohol, the Association of Christian Drug and Alcohol Counselors, the only recognized accreditation in California for Christian counselors. So, and Larry Mifflin, the executive director, has certifications through them also. He has a RASI, which is a addiction specialist guy.
That's impressive, especially if you don't know what it is.
Right.
So you give people shelter and food. You help them to understand their addiction and where they're at. You give them a vocation, and then they also meet Jesus in the program.
Yes.
And if they, after 9 months, they should complete the first level of programming. After that, they take them and give them a training in how to interview, and in resume development, and a whole lot of those kinds of skills, and then send them out to go get a job. They still have 3 months in the program so that they can go get a job, start putting some money in the bank, that they start paying a little bit of a programming fee of $100 a week. And then they put the rest of it away so that they can eventually move out on their feet. One of the biggest problems is trying to figure out how you're going to go from a program or a clean and sober living environment into the world.
Yeah, if those things weren't happening, then they would just leave us a year older than they came to us, and we're not looking for that. We're developing people.
I love that part. This is what I want you to do. I want you to see this, that the mission is on a 2-acre lot. If you drive up East Avenue to Esplanade, turn right, it's 1 block down. You can see them down there. They're kind of tucked in there a little bit. The Chico Rescue Mission, formerly known as the Well, has a unique opportunity right now that they are currently leasing this property, renting it, and they have put down a down payment to buy it for $800,000, which is amazing. They have been in a season of fundraising in the last few months. And what they wanted to do is to get as large a down payment as possible so that you can get your payments down, so that this is the best buy in recovery ministry. They have, right now they have 65, but usually somewhere between 70 and 80 men are usually around there. They run that place for $7,000 a week for that many people to eat, to live, paying the salaries of all the people there, the gas for all the vehicles to get around and to do all that kind of stuff. This is the best buy in this kind of ministry ever. They want to buy this property so that they can reduce the amount they put into the property so that they can put it into the men.
Correct.
And so right now, as a statement of God's hand, they have raised against this $800,000, $400,000 of it.
Correct.
I love that part. Now, the question is, how high can we make that? So I'm going to give you a chance. I mean, you could get your car serviced or vacuumed out. You could donate a car. You can have Chris come and mow your lawn and show off all of his skills that he obviously doesn't use around here.
You could have your house painted.
You have my house painted.
Didn't you just have your bathrooms remodeled?
We've had the buddy and the rescue mission were down here and did a whole lot of work on our church. I have a mic. They just don't turn me up as high as you, so because I yell too much, right? So these guys do good work. Have the remodeling and all the rest. You could totally do that. But what I really want you to do right now, in the next 2 weeks, before they write that check, that final check, before they figure out how much they're going to do. By the way, so right now they're looking at borrowing $400,000 for 10 years, and then the property's theirs. Correct. And right now, it looks like they're going to reduce the amount that they spend on the property going into that debt. Their debt service will be less than their rent payment now.
Yes.
I love that. So I really, listen, we're close to the end of the year. If you got some year-end giving, I want you to think about really quickly in the next 2 weeks. You can do that, give that here with the designation for the Chico Rescue Mission, or you can go to chicorescuemission.org, which you didn't say that part before, and you gave a phone number.
Yeah.
chicorescuemission.org, and you can go on there and give there as well. But if you, our kiosk is down right now. My apologies. If you have a card and you want to be able to give, you can do that on the East Ave Church app on your Android or your Apple devices, which I know you all already have because I've told you to do it. So I know that you already have it with the free Wi-Fi that we provide here in the building for you. You can find it in the loop. But I know that you've already downloaded that and made sure that you get all the updates on that, because I know that you've done it. East Ave Church if you search for that on the Google Play or the Apple Store, it'll get there. But you've already done that. You could do that. You can give on that the same way that you can on the kiosk. So, but I want you to be a part of that. The thing is this. These people give life back.
Yes.
I love that part. So I want you to participate with that. I want you to be a part of this, and I want you to be able to say that you have taken a part in helping the people here in Chico to have shelter, to have food in their stomach, to be free of their addictions, and to live a life for Jesus. I love this, and not only do we have people who've been through here with us today, we've also got some of our people that are there right now. So, and I love that part, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, church. God bless you.
So,
Okay, this is where I came in.
yeah.